Hi, Shriyarni.
Good morning, sir.
Morning. Do you have any doubts regarding last class?
Sir, actually, I wasn't able to attend the previous two classes.
Okay. So we'll be doing sequences and series today, okay? So we did a bit of the basics. We did what an AP is, sum of an AP. Okay, I wrote the AP in correct order and then I wrote the AP in reverse order. And then I added each pair of terms. Okay. Then I get each pair becomes 2a plus n minus 1d and there are n of them. So that's why you multiply it by n. That'll be 2s. You get the formula like this. Okay. Similarly, for a GP, sum comes out like this. You take a common and this you multiply and divide by r minus 1. Okay. So with that, you get this formula for GP. And yeah, begin. A by b plus c, b by a plus c, c by a plus b. Or in AP, prove that 1 by b plus c, 1 by c plus a, and 1 by a plus b are in AP. Okay, come on. Is your question? You guys start doing this, come on. So you know some three terms are in AP, okay? Are in AP. So if you have some three terms in AP, A plus D, A plus 2D, etc. You have some terms in AP. If I add a constant to each of them, will it remain in AP?
Yes.
Yes, right? Hmm? So to each term, if I add a constant, it will become an AP. So with that logic, I add one to each term. It becomes an AP. All right. Similarly, if you have A plus D, A plus 2D, etc. If I multiply each term with a constant K, what will happen? Will it be an AP?
Yes, sir.
So here, when you add each term with constant K, it's like adding K to the first term. Okay, the common difference remains the same. Here, when you multiply K to each term, you multiply K to the first term and the common difference as well. Okay, the common difference will be D into K. Okay, so here, what we have is A by B plus C, B by A plus C, C by A plus B to be an AP, which means A by B plus C plus 1, which is A plus B plus C by B plus C, comma B plus A plus C by A plus C, and C plus A plus B by A plus B to be an AP as well. So here you can see that A plus B plus C, you can take it as K. When you multiply it by a constant, let that be 1 by K. They'll cancel out. So then you get 1 by B plus C, 1 by A plus C, and 1 by A plus B all in AP. Following? Understood?
So, how did you cancel the K?
I took K as A plus B plus C. That's the idea. K is A plus B plus C. So that is the constant I took and divided this entire thing by. When I added by 1, I got a common numerator, A plus B plus C. So if I cancel that out, I'm sorted, right? Because I'm looking
Yes.
for 1 by B plus C, 1 by C plus A, and 1 by A plus B.
Yes, sir,
Okay.
got it.
Now, actually, suppose you're inserting n arithmetic means, n AMs between A and B. What can you say about the common difference? Or what can you say about the nth arithmetic mean? What is the nth arithmetic mean? What is the formula for that? What is the common difference? So the idea is A, B will be there, and you're inserting n arithmetic means in between. So AM1, AM2, all the way up till AMN. Okay. So these many terms will be in AP. That's the idea. So you have two terms given to you, A and B. You insert n arithmetic means between them. So imagine you insert n arithmetic means between them. You can say that these terms, these n plus 2 terms, right? N plus 2 terms will be AP. What is the first term? P1 is A. Okay. What is the common difference? Tn plus 2 is B. Common difference will be what? D will be Tn plus 2 minus T1 by n plus 2 minus 1. Simple. So if you have terms like this, Tn and Tm, if you want to find D, simply put Tm minus Tn divided by m minus n. This is the easiest way of finding the common difference. Right? So here, this is what I did here. So Tn plus 2 minus T1. Tn plus 2 is B, T1 is A, and then this becomes n plus 1. This is the common difference. B minus A by n plus 1. Okay. So with this, we can find anything we want. Like, so AMR will be T R plus 1, sorry, R plus 2, right? Sorry, T R plus 1. Okay, because n plus 2th term is B. Now, AMR is TR plus 1, which is A plus n minus 1 will become R plus 1 minus 1 into D. D is B minus A by n plus 1. This becomes A plus RD. Okay, and D you know, B minus A by n plus 1. Substitute that here. Okay, that will be the Rth AM that you insert between A and B. Is this clear?
So how is it TR plus 1?
So I take A as T1, AM1 as T2, AM2 as T3. So AMN will be what? Tn plus 1 and B will be n plus 2th term. So you can see here, right? T2 is AM1, T3 is AM2. So AMR will be TR plus 1. That's the idea.
Okay, sir.
Okay, 101 means are inserted between 1 and 99. Find their sum. So there's 1. There's 101 means in between. The 101 AMs are inserted between this thing. So all the way up till AM 101. And then the number 99. Okay, we have to find their sum. How do you find the sum? Remember, they are in AP, right? Okay. So AM1 plus AM 101 will be equal to 1 plus 99. Like from the ends, you can take two terms symmetrically and their sum will be the same. We discussed this. That's how we get this formula only. Okay. I wrote the same series in reverse. So I added this and the last term. So basically, symmetrically, if I take the first and the last term like that, second and the second last term, third and third last term, I will get their sum to be the same, 2a plus n minus 1d. That is what I want you to understand here. Okay, we'll be applying that here. So 1 plus 99. So this is A, this is B. So AM1 plus AM 101 is equal to 1 plus 99. This is for your understanding, okay? AM2 plus AM 100 is equal to 1 plus 99. All right, all the way up till AM 50 plus AM 51 will be equal to 1 plus 99. Okay. So how many 1 plus 99s am I adding? I am looking for AM1 plus AM2 all the way up to AM 101. Okay. It's basically all these terms I'm adding. How many such 1 plus 99s, which is hundreds? How many such 1 plus hundreds am I adding? Sorry, how many hundreds am I adding? Adding
50.
50. Okay. Actually, I'm wrong here. The sum should come to 102 here. Okay. 1 plus 101. So it's 51 plus 52. Sorry. So it becomes AM 50 plus AM 52 and then plus AM 51. Okay, that is one more term there. The sum of all this will be how much? So this will also be 1 plus 99. And this will be half of that 50. Okay. So this becomes 100 into 50 plus 50, which is 5,000 plus 50, which is 5050. Any doubts here? The next question. Okay, we know that for GP, the sum of n terms is A into R power n minus 1 divided by R minus 1. We already know this, right? For an infinite series, the sum can be finite. For that, what is the condition? A by 1 minus R is the sum to infinity because we put R between minus 1 and 1. Okay. R should be between minus 1 and 1. Otherwise, what will happen in the series? Like it's multiplied by R square, R cube and all, right? A. So you can see if R was greater than 1, suppose it was 2. So it'll be 2, 2 square, 2 power 4, 2 power 8, like 2 power 4, 2 power 5, 2 power 6, and so on. So the thing is, as you go to infinity, you're adding infinitely huge terms. Okay. So the sum will be infinity. That's the idea. So here, R should be between minus 1 and 1 because as n tends to infinity, R power n tends to 0 if R is between minus 1 and 1. That is why you get a finite value here. Right. So S of infinity will come out to A by 1 minus R. Just put R power n as 0 and you'll get the same answer. Okay. Because n tends to infinity here. So R power n will tend to 0. Put that here, you'll get this S of infinity. Now, if three terms are in GP, you know, B square equal to AC. You multiply and divide any GP by a constant, you will still get a GP. Okay, so these are the points. Then, if you're inserting n GPs, n GMs between A and B, how will that look? There'll be A, there'll be B, then GM1, GM2, GM3, all the way up till GMN. Okay, so this will be a GP. So similar to that other case, you imagine it like this: AR square, AR cube, all the way up till AR per N. Then B, instead of that, it will be AR per N plus 1. So basically, this is what you're equating. AR per N plus 1 is B. Okay, from this, you can easily find R. R will be N plus 1th root of B by A. Okay. R per N plus 1 will be equal to B by A. So R will be N plus 1th root of B by A, or B by A raised to 1 by N plus 1. Same thing. Okay. So you found R. You can find anything you want here. GM, like the rth GM will be A into R per, okay, kth GM will be A into R per K. Okay, so you can compare all this. So you can find anything you want regarding n GMs being inserted between two values A and B. Is this much clear?
Yes, sir.
Guys, is there any doubt you've had till now? Any doubts? Anything you couldn't understand fully?
No, sir.
Okay. If A, B, and C, very important, if A, B, and C are in GP, then what can you say about log A, log B, and log C? Like your intuition knows the answer. Can you guess at least what it could be?
A GP, sir.
Aditi, I didn't follow. What did you say?
Will it also be a GP?
Log A, log B, log C will also be GP. No, 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 no. So we have B square equal to AC. Okay. If I take log on both sides, then what will happen? 2 log B equal to log A plus log C. Okay, 2 log B equal to log A plus log C. So log A, log B, log C will be in AP. All right. Guys, I hope all of you got this.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
A, B, C are in GP, which means log A, log B, log C will be in AP. Okay. Aditi, what you said, I heard it as GP. So that's why I said this. Now, geometrical mean. This much is about geometrical mean. So yeah, just insert 4 GMs between 5 and 160 for practice. Insert 4 GMs between 5 and 160. So quickly tell me what the answer would be. So look at it this way: A, and then AR, and then 5R, 5R square, 5R cube, 5R per 4, and the last term will be 5R per 5, which comes out to 160. So cancel both out to give R per 5 equal to 32. Or what is the value of R? That will be 2. Okay, so we get R equal to 2 here. So the terms become 5, 10, 20, 40, 80, and then 160. So these are the 4 GMs. Did you understand what I did here? I'm assuming you know all this, that's why you're not responding. Okay, so next important part is AM greater than or equal to GM. Okay, so you guys know this property already, or do you need explanation?
So can you explain?
Okay, so AM greater than or equal to GM. So if you have two terms, A plus B by 2 greater than or equal to root of AB. Okay, if you have three terms, then A plus B plus C by 3 greater than or equal to cube root of ABC. How did this come? Just for the first one, I'll explain. Okay, AM greater than or equal to GM. So you take, this is only when A and B are positive numbers, okay? Like all the involved numbers are greater than 0. Only then it will be true. Because cube root of negative number and all, sorry, square root of negative number and all, no chance. Okay, so root A plus root B the whole square. Think about this. You know any square will be greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so here what can you say? Root A square, which is A, root B square, which is B, plus 2 root AB will be greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so rearranging, sorry, root A minus root B greater than or equal to 0. So then you will directly get this. A plus B greater than or equal to 2 root AB. So you divide this by 2, you get this. AM greater than or equal to GM. Clear? So this is applicable for multiple terms also. You have multiple terms, their AMs will be greater than or equal to their GMs. All right. So it's the application that's the important part. Okay, so wait, I'll just write AM of n terms, A1 plus A2 all the way up till AN divided by n greater than or equal to nth root of A1, A2, A3 all the way up till AN. Got this? This is when you have n different terms. Okay, when is LHS equal to RHS? I see this greater than or equal to. When are they equal? AM and GM are the same when all the terms themselves are the same. Okay, understood? AM equal to GM when all the terms are the same. That is the only case where they can be equal. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then do some questions. Given x greater than 0, find the minimum value of 4x plus 9 by x. What's the minimum value of 4x plus 9 by x? Come on. What's the minimum
Sir,
value?
is it 12?
Sorry?
Is it 12?
Yes. I think it's 12 only. What do you do? AM greater than or equal to GM. This is the square root of 4x into 9 by x. So x and x cancels out. You get 4 into 9, which is 36. Root of 36 is 6. So you get 4x plus 9 by x greater than or equal to 12 here. This is how I get the minimum value. So you can use this to find minimum value and maximum value. Okay. So BC is given to be 16. Find minimum value of B plus C. BC 16, find the minimum value of B plus C. Come on. What do you do? B plus C by 2 greater than equal to root of BC. So B plus C greater than equal to 2 into this 2 goes up into root of 16, which is 4. So B plus C will have a minimum value of 8 here. Anyone who didn't get the question? Okay, next question. Find the maximum value of A square B and AB if it's given that 2A plus B is equal to 6. Find the maximum value of A square B and AB if it's given that 2A plus B is equal to 6. Come on. What is this problem?
Sir, for AB, I got 9 by 2.
For AB, you got 9 by 2. So what do you do here? 2A plus B by 2 greater than equal to root of 2A into B, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what did you get here? 6 by 2 is 3 greater than equal to root of,
Sorry, sir, I made a silly mistake.
sorry?
Sir, I made a silly mistake.
Okay, that's not an issue. Then since both are positive, you can square it. So 9 is greater than or equal to 2AB. AB is less than or equal to 9 by 2. So the maximum value will be 9 by 2. How do you find the maximum value of A square B, guys? Can one of you tell me? So A square B is what you want here, okay? In the root. So what you do here is you write it as A plus B by 3. Are you following? You needed 3 terms here. Cube root of A square B. Okay. So A square B involves 3 terms, which is A, and B. So you write this as 2A plus B that way. Okay. So this will become 6 by 3, which is 2 greater than or equal to cube root of A square B. So now I can say that A square B will be less than or equal to 8. So the maximum value A square B can take will be 8. And the maximum value AB can take is 9 by 2. Got this, guys? Okay. Now, if they ask for A cube B, what do you do? You have 2A plus B equal to 6. If they ask you for the maximum value of A cube B, what do you do? You divide 2a into 3 parts. That's what you do. Okay, so one becomes 2a by 3, other is 2a by 3 plus 2a by 3 plus b divided by 4 terms less than or equal to 4th root of 8a cube by 27 into b. So you are getting towards a cube b. See how you found a cube b here? All right. I hope you guys understood this. So solve the next problem on your own. 2a plus 3b plus 2c equal to 7. Find the maximum value of a square b cube c square. Find the max of a square b cube c square. What do you do here, guys? So you see a square. So you break 2a into 2 parts. A plus a, simple. B cube is there. So you break 3b into 3 parts. B plus b plus b. Similarly, c square is there. So 2c goes into 2 parts. C plus c divided by these 7 items is equal to, sorry, is greater than or equal to seventh root of the am is this, gm is the 7th root of a square b cube c square. So this sum is 7. 7 by 7 is 1. So the maximum value a square b cube c square can take would be 2. Guys, are you trying this on your own?
Sir, what was the second question that you asked, like after a square b cube 6?
A
Sir, no,
square?
sir. In this question itself, you said something else after a square b cube.
Yeah, yeah.
6.
So I see a square here. That's why I break 2a into 2 parts, the a term. I see b cube here. So I break the b term into 3 parts. If it's c power 7, I'll divide 2c into 7 parts. Okay. All right. So 2c by 7, 2c by 7, there'll be 7 parts here. Okay. That's the idea. Was this your doubt?
Sir, I did not have a doubt, sir. You asked the second subdivision to this question. No, sir.
No, I didn't. So yeah, no, I didn't ask any second subdivision to this question. Only c square.
Oh.
Yeah, same thing only does. Now comes an interesting part called AGP. You know what an AGP is? Arithmetic, geometric progression. Some people call it arithmetico-geometric progression. Okay. So the terms are in this form: a plus d into r, a plus 2d into r square, a plus 3d into r cube, and so on. Okay. Nth term will be a plus n minus 1d into r power n minus 1. Okay. So how do you find the sum of this? So S is equal to this plus this all the way up to here. So to find the sum, what I'll do is I'll simply multiply S by R. Okay. So then what does this become? AR plus A plus D into R square plus A plus 2D into R cube plus A plus N minus 2D into R power N minus 1 plus A plus N minus 1D into R power N, right? This is what you'll get, right? S into R. If I multiply this sum by the common ratio, the common difference is D and the common ratio is R. Okay. So I'll subtract both of them. S into 1 minus R. What will happen now? The first term A remains as it is. This becomes A plus D minus A into R, right? It becomes D into R. Next here, what happens when you subtract these two? it becomes d into r square all the way up till what happens when you subtract these two terms? So a and a cancels out, n minus 1d is there, n minus 2d is there. D will remain into r power n minus 1. Then this term is there left. So minus a plus n minus 1d into r power n. So this is s into 1 minus r. So s, I'll write it as a by 1 minus r minus a plus n minus 1d into r power n 1 minus r divided by 1 minus r plus these terms, that is d into r plus r square all the way up till r power n minus 1 divided by 1 minus r. What does this come up to, this sum? So I'll take r common outside. So it becomes 1 plus r square up till r power n minus 2. So this becomes r into d into r power n minus 2. So it becomes 1 minus r power n minus 1. Because this sum, okay, the first term is 1, so a is 1. This is a GP. And then the sum becomes 1 minus this thing by 1 minus r into 1 minus r, which becomes 1 minus r square. Okay, so this, along with this third term, is the sum of an arithmetic co-geometric progression. The point here is not to remember the formula. The point, if you can remember the formula, well and good, things will be much faster. But if you don't remember the formula, do not fret. Remember the method. Okay. Even for a GP, this is applicable. Okay. The sum of a GP, S is equal to A plus AR square all the way up till AR power n minus 1. Now, S into R is what I do next step. Okay. So that will become AR plus AR square plus AR cube all the way up till AR power n minus 1 plus AR power n. Okay. So this is what I get. Now, if I do S into 1 minus R, like I subtract both these equations, what will happen? A will be there. This term will cancel. This term will cancel. Like this, these terms will cancel. And this will remain. Okay. So this will become A into 1 minus R power n divided by 1 minus R. Okay. This is how we find sum of a GP also. This is also another method. Okay. So S will be equal to A into 1 minus R power n divided by 1 minus R. Okay, I hope this was clear to everybody. So the method is what is important. Okay, once you see an AGP, multiply it by R once and then subtract both the equations. Okay. Right. Now, when n tends to infinity, again we have the same condition. Mod R will be less than 1 or R is between minus 1 and 1. We have the same condition here. And that time what will happen? Sum of infinite terms. We'll use this one. A by 1 minus R will be as it is. Then R power n will be replaced by 0. That's the idea. R power n will be replaced by 0. So this term cancels out. Then here, R power n minus 1 is good enough to count as 0. So I get dr by 1 minus R square. Okay, this becomes sum to infinite terms. Right? So you don't need to remember this. Okay. All right. But you should know the method, how to solve. So that's all that counts. So I'll give one question here, one simple question. Let's quickly solve this. 1 plus 3x plus 6x square plus 10x cube and so on. Okay. No. Let the first question actually, we'll do something else. And then this will be the question, second one. S will be 1 plus 2x plus 3x square plus 4x cube and so on till infinity. Find the sum of this infinite series. Come on. Find the sum. So what do you do here, guys? You notice that D is equal to 1 here. Okay. There is an arithmetic part here, AP part. Now, R will be like x square, x cube and all. So r is x. Okay, now start solving it. What do you do next? S into r, which is s into x, will be x plus 2x square plus 3x cube all the way up till infinity. Just write it like that because the last term will be 0. Right, because you're looking for infinite series here. Okay. Next, what do you do? Guys, can you please respond?
Yes.
All and tell me the answer. What's the answer you're getting?
So doing so.
What is there to do here, man? S is equal to there's nothing to do here. It's just a two-step problem. Okay. I hope all of you got this. This sum will be equal to 1 by 1 minus x square. Do the second question. So you don't see an AP here. Okay. Okay. But you do notice one thing. You can notice one thing. The common difference here between the adjacent terms, this will be 2, this will be 3, this will be 4. The common difference is an AP. Okay. How do you take care of that? For that, you simply again multiply by the ratio, common ratio, x. So you get x plus 3x square plus 6x cube and so on. So s into 1 minus x is equal to 1 plus 2x plus 3x square plus 4x cube and so on. So we just found out that this sum is equal to 1 by 1 minus x, the whole square. So I can say that this total sum s will be 1 by 1 minus x, the whole cube. Right? Okay, what do we do here? Right, so now we'll do some properties. Okay. Not some properties, some important summations. This chapter is almost over, that's it. Okay. So summation of n will be what? N into n plus 1 by 2. Summation of n square will be what?
N into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 6.
Okay. Summation of n cube
n into n plus 1 divided by 2 whole square.
Okay. So this can be written as summation of n, the whole square. We can write it this way. All right. Then what do we do? Summation n equal to 1 to n itself. We'll call it n equal to 1 to n square plus n plus 1. How do you solve such a problem? Or r equal to 1 to n, r square plus r plus 1. What is the answer here? Is quickly just tell the answer, no? Look at the problem and tell the answer.
So the answer will be n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 by 6
Correct.
plus n into n plus 1 divided by 2 plus n.
Okay. Any doubts here, guys?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. If it was 0 to n, will there be any change?
So you just have to add 1. No?
Lovely. Correct. Any doubts there? Because the first term, when I put r equal to 0, will be 0 plus 0 plus 1. Just add that into it. Okay. Now, we'll use method of difference. So, find the sum of this series up to n terms. Plus 33 all the way up till n terms. To the n terms. What is this sum going to be? Is this an AP?
So the common difference is in AP.
The common difference is an AP, correct? So, how do we solve this?
Multiply with x.
No. That is for AGP. That is for AGP.
Oh,
Whenever
AGP,
GP part is involved, that is where you multiply by x. There is no common difference here as such. Sorry, there is no common ratio here as such. So you bring in S in such a way that you place it 1 unit next to it. Okay. I hope you're getting with this here. All right. Now what do we do?
Subtract the 2.
Subtract both. What do we get here? 6 will be there. 7 will be there. 9. Okay, you can see something form here. Plus
T n minus 2.
n minus 2. N minus 2. You get Tn minus 1 here together. Minus Tn. Okay. So this sum is there, right? This sum is what will come out as Tn here, finally. Tn will be 6 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11 plus the remaining terms. Okay, this will be Tn. We need to find this sum here. So how do we find the sum? Come on, guys.
Sir, you can actually cancel out Tn, no, sir.
But then Tn minus 1 will cancel out with the Tn minus 1 here also. So that loop will just go on. That's why I just stopped it here. And I put Tn this side. Okay. Because these are, how do you say, you can see an AP forming, right? 7, 9, 11. So this Tn minus 1 is one term of an AP. Put it like that. Yeah, that way.
Sir, no, sir. If I send Tn to that side, sir, like T of n minus. Sir, but if I send Tn to that side, that means that like within the bracket, the Tn will get cancelled now, sir. And then after that, I can just send Tn minus 1 to that side. Then you
But
can
then there's
find the
another
value.
Tn minus 1 here, which will also get cancelled.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay. So we have this much with us. So here, this 6, you see this pattern forming, right? 7, 9, 11. So there were some terms missing in that pattern. 1 plus 3 plus 5. Right? Okay, 1 plus 3 plus 5 is what? 9 minus 3 is 6. All right. So this is 9 and I'll put a minus 3 outside. So then I'll get this sum as 6. Okay. Now what do we do? Come on, guys. So how many terms will be there? That is the next question. That's the important part here. How many terms will be there? Okay. So from T1 till the nth term I went. So this will be which term of this GP, as in of this AP. So first term is here, second term is here, third term is here. Fourth term is what I start from. Okay, T4, T5. Okay, which is A1 in this, A2 in this, like that. All right, so T1, T2. Okay, so this one, we are looking at Tn. Okay, so this will be T2 in that respect. But then this is the fourth term of this AP. Okay, so I'll call it small t. This T4 and T5. T4 is 7, like that. T4 is 7, T3 is 5, T1 is 1. So here, this term will be which term over here? Like the seventh term is the fourth term of this AP, which is the second term of this, like this summation. Okay, 7 comes from here, the second term. Okay, and if this is the nth term here, this will be n plus 2th term. Okay, so T of n plus 2 of this series. Okay, this will be T, small t of n plus 2. Tn plus 2 is this. Sum of the first n odd numbers will be what? N square. So this becomes minus 3 plus n plus 2 square, because they are the first n plus 2 odd numbers. Okay, so this is what you get Tn as. All right. Now, what do we need to find? We need to find the sum. So sum of Tn will be sum of minus 3 plus n plus 2 square, n equal to 0 to n. We'll put it this way. Guys, any doubts here? You want to sleep, you can sleep. But if you have doubts, please
How
ask
did
me.
you get n plus 2 whole squares?
So here, we are looking at a bunch of terms as Tn, right? Tn is the is 6 plus this difference, 13 minus 6, 22 minus 13, 33 minus 22. So here I find a bunch of terms in AP. Okay, so this is the first term in the AP, the second term in the AP, this is the third term in the AP, up till the nth term in this AP. Is that much clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, so we have this much here till the nth term in this AP. I noticed that, okay, okay, if this is the first term in the AP, this will be the n minus 1th term in the AP, right? Because Tn comes as the nth term in this one. Okay. 1 second, I'll neatly do it again. What is the question? 6 plus 13 plus. Hey, what are the next terms, guys? 2 plus 33. Very useful. Okay, you guys are. Okay, this is S. So this I'll call T1. This I'll call T2. This is T3. This is T4 up till Tn. Okay, but when I take S again, S is this 13 plus 22 and so on till Tn minus 1 plus Tn. I subtract both, I get 0 equal to 6 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11 all the way up till Tn minus 1, which will be the last term of this AP. Okay, minus Tn. Okay, now in the AP, I will call this T1, I will call this T2, I will call this T3, and so on. Actually, I won't call this T1. I will complete the AP. For that, I'll bring in 1 plus 3 plus 5. Okay. So once I bring in 1 plus 3 plus 5, out goes minus 3. Okay, so it's 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus this term, Tn minus 1. Okay. So here you can see, from these two parts, I get the first term, I get the fourth term of the AP, right? From these two parts, I get T4, right? Okay, from T2, I get T4, think like that. From T3 term, I get T5. From this T4 term, I get, are you following? T6. The sixth term of this AP, where this is T1, this is T2, and this is T3. Okay. Now, Varun, are you with me here?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So now this is the nth term of that AP. So here, what should I get? So here it's T4, here I'm getting T6. So here I get Tn plus 2 here.
Tn plus 2.
Okay. So this is what is happening. The n plus 2 term of this AP is here. Okay. So this is minus 3, minus Tn. This minus Tn, I take it to the side as plus Tn. So I get this here. This becomes minus 3 plus n plus 2 the whole square. So this is the summation I'm trying to find here. Okay. So I sigma minus 3 from 0 to n. Okay, sorry. Tn means n is going from 1 to n, not from 0 to n, from 1 to n. Plus sigma n square plus 4 sigma n plus 4 into sigma 1 or sigma of 4. All going from 1 to n. Is this much clear? So minus 3 plus 4 is 1. So sigma 1 from 1 to n is what happens here. So sum of these three terms is what you get. And you know how to expand this using these relations. Sigma n square, sigma n cube, sigma n. All right. So you can easily find the summation here. Guys, understood how to solve this problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you quickly tell me the sum of this series up till n terms? What is the sum of this series? Guys, quickly solve it. Solve it faster than I did here. Come on. What do you do first step? Tell me. Say it and solve.
Same as.
What?
Subtract it with the same summation as.
Okay, so you write it one place next to it. Don't forget that part. Okay, and then subtract. You get 0 equal to. Actually, you'll get Tn here, which will go to the side as Tn. Remember that 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 and so on. So here, what happens? We are looking at Tn's term. This will be Tn minus 1. This will be the last term here. But that is nothing but. So we are trying to form an AP here. So this will be equal to minus 1 plus 1 plus 3. Okay. So this is T1. This is T2. This is T3. So T3 I get from T2 here. Okay. So this is T4. This is T5. Now this one will become the nth term. So that will come out to the Pn plus 1th term, right? And then T, small t, n plus 1th term. T3 is 5, which you get from T2. So Tn will give me Tn plus 1th term. Okay, so this is an AP. And this is an AP of what numbers? Odd numbers. 1, 3, 5, 7. So you know that their sum is nothing but n plus 1 odd numbers are there. So n plus 1 square. Now I add them up, I get what? N square plus 2n. This is my nth term. So sigma Tn will be sigma n square plus 2 into sigma n, which comes out to n plus 1, 2n plus 1 by 6. And this becomes 2 into n plus 1 by 2. This becomes 6 into n plus 1 by 6. So I take n plus 1 by 6 common. I'm left with 2n plus 1 plus 6, which becomes 2n plus 7. And this becomes your final answer. Any doubts here, guys?
Sir, how is it Tn plus 1?
How is this Tn plus 1? So, again, this is the second term, capital T2, which gives me 5, which will be T3 in this series. Okay, so capital Tn will give me which term? T2 will give me T3. T3 will give me T4. So Tn will give me Tn plus 1. Okay, n plus 1th term in this series. Got this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have 2n plus 7 here, and that's it. This will be our answer. Okay, the next type of problem we do. Up till n terms. Find this sum. So I wanted to write steps here. This is the type where write it down, okay? Each term is composed of reciprocal of product of R factors in AP. All right. Each term is composed of product of reciprocal of R factors in an AP. All right. Now, the step you write is create in numerator last minus first. Okay. So here your task is to find sum of n terms and find sum of infinite terms. So here, let's start solving. So the nth term, first we find the nth term. What is the nth term? Is 1 by n into n plus 1 into n plus 2 into n plus 3. Okay. Now, I said, right, create a numerator last minus first. The last term is n plus 3 minus first is n. Okay, rest everything will remain as it is. Okay, but because of last minus first, what happens? The numerator becomes 3. So to make up for it, you divide by 3 outside. Okay, this will be the nth term. Are you with me here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the idea is you're trying to split this into a difference of 2 parts. Yeah. So this becomes 1 by 3 into 1 by n into n plus 1 into n plus 2 minus 1 by n plus 1 into n plus 2 into n plus 3. Okay. Is this clear?
Yes,
Is this
sir.
much clear? All right. So what does the first term become? first term becomes, by this format, first term becomes 1 by 1, 2, 3 minus 1 by 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, right? Like the first term was what? 1 by 1 into 2 into 3 into 4. What did I do here? I made the numerator as 4 minus 1 and divided by 3. So then this became a difference of two parts, 1 by 1, 2, 3 minus 1 by 2, 3, 4, right? This is T1. What about T2? 1 by 3 into 2, 3, 4 minus 3, 4, 5. Guys, are you following? Are you with me till here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, write them one under the other. Okay, write them one under the other directly. So T3 will be 3, 4, 5 minus 1 by 4, 5, 6. Okay, and so on till the Tnth term. We already have that 1 by 3 into n plus 1 plus 2 minus 1 by n plus 1 n plus 2 n plus 3. Okay, we have this much. So I am trying to find the sum of these terms, right? So I'll simply add these terms up, the LHS and the RHS. Okay, so I get sigma Tn equal to. So what will happen here? This term and this term will cancel out. Sorry. This term won't cancel out with anything. You can see something called telescopic addition. Like the alternate terms cancel out. 1, 3, 4, 5 will cancel out with the next ones. 1, 3, 4, 5. This will cancel out with the next ones here. Okay. So the previous ones, this one will cancel out with the next ones here. The last ones here. Okay, the first one. So what am I left with? I'm left with 1 by 3 into 1 into 1, 2, 3 minus 1 into n plus 3 n plus 2 into n plus 1. Are you following, guys? This becomes your answer. All right. Guys, are you getting
Yes,
this?
sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Now, this is Sn. What about S infinity? Replace n with infinity. We get 1, 2, 3 minus 1 by infinity, which is 0. Okay. So you get this as 1 by 18. All right. This becomes your final answer. Is this clear, guys? Telescopic addition. Okay. Understood what happened here? You can find Sn easily. Okay. All right. I'll give you a homework question. And so on. This is your homework question, okay? Up till n terms will be there. This is how it looks like. Find Sn, find S infinity. Okay, this is your homework question. Now, let's write the next type. So that I'll write the next question itself. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5, 6. Up till n terms. Okay. So I want you to write some notes here. Series in which each term is composed of R factors in AP. Series in which each term is composed of R factors in AP. Did you write that down?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then under that, right, multiply by next to last minus before the first. What does this even mean, right? Figure it out. So we have a question here. I can see that my nth term, I'll find my nth term first thing, okay? N into n plus 1 into n plus 2 into n plus 3, right? So these are a bunch of terms in AP. So next to last would be n plus 4. before the first would be n minus 1. Clear? All right. This is what I'm trying to form here. Okay. Guys, are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes.
for that, I will write this as n into n plus 1 into n plus 2 into n plus 3 into next to last minus before the first. That becomes n plus 4 minus n minus 1 divided by what? N plus 4 minus n minus 1 comes out to 5. So 5 came from nowhere, so you divide by 5 as well. Okay. So this becomes your nth term. All right. So Tn is nothing but n into n plus 1 into n plus 2 into n plus 3 into n plus 4. I wrote a big question so that you guys should never forget this. Minus n minus 1 into n plus 2 into n plus 3 into n plus 4. Okay. So in this context, what is T1? Is 1 by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minus 0 into whatever. Then T2 will be 1 by 5 into 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Guys, are you getting what is happening here? Guys, are you able to follow what is happening here? This is also
Yes.
like
Yes.
telescopic addition. Okay, till Tnth term will come here. So what happened? This term and this term will cancel out. 0 was anyway gone. This term and this term will cancel out. This term and this term will cancel out. Similarly, this term and this term will cancel out. This is the last row. Okay. So what I'm finally left with is summation of Tn will be 1 by 5, n by 5 into n plus 1, n plus 2, n plus 3 into n plus 4. Okay, got this? Got how it's done? I sure hope so. All right. You just multiply. Just remember this. It's an algorithm you're following. When once you see this, you identify, okay, it's this algorithm. Don't try to imagine it during the exam. Like you should know this algorithm beforehand. Same for the previous type of question. Okay. Now, harmonic progression. What is harmonic progression? The reciprocal is an AP. Okay, a progression in such a sense that the reciprocal is an AP. All right. So here, if I say that A, B, C follow a harmonic progression, then I can say that B is equal to 2AC by A plus C, or basically 1 by B, 1 by A, and 1 by C are in AP, which means 2 by B is equal to 1 by A plus 1 by C. In other words, 2 by B equal to AC by A plus C. So B is equal to 2 by B equal to A plus C by AC. Yeah. All right. So B is equal to 2AC by A plus C. I'm sure you all knew this before, right? Harmonic progression. Okay, I don't think you guys know this then. Harmonic progression is where the reciprocal is an AP. All right. So just remember this for harmonic progression. You'll be using it enough times to remember it. You must have used it enough times to remember it by now. B is equal to 2AC by A plus C. Okay. This is for harmonic progression. Okay. So, do one question. Third, sixth, and last terms are 1 by 3, 1 by 5, 3 by 203. How many terms are there? Do this question and our class is done for today. How many questions are we talking about? As in, how many terms are we talking about? So third term, sixth term, and last term of an AP will be what? 3, 5, and 203. Okay, so this will be T3, this will be T6, and 203 by 3. So how do you find D? T6 minus T3 by 6 minus 3. This is the easiest way to do this. T6 will be 5. T3 is 3. Divided by 6 minus 3 is 2 by 3. It's 1 by 5, right? So D is equal to 2 by 3. Now, Tn is given to be 203 by 3, which is A plus n minus 1D. Okay, so this I can write it as A plus 2D. Like I have T3 with me, which is A plus 2D. Okay, plus n minus 3 into D. All right. So the idea is T3 I already have, so I'll bring that in. So, or you can find A from these two. You have 3, you have 5. You can find A from these two. That is also one way. Okay, and you can just substitute it into this. So I do it this way: 3 plus n minus 3 into D, which is 2 by 3. This is 203 by 3. So 3 becomes 9 by 3. 3, 3, 3 cancels out. I get 203 equal to 9 plus 2n minus 6. Here, n is equal to 100 n's. Okay. Did you get what I did here? Or are you full of doubts?
Clear, sir.
Sir, I understood.
Right. Next question, last question. Okay, last question here. Find the HM harmonic mean of the roots of x square minus 10x plus 11 equal to 0. What do you do here? Harmonic mean of roots. How do you find the harmonic mean of the roots? Guys, please answer. How do you do this?
So we should find the value of x first and then apply the formula.
You need to find the value of x. You don't need to find the value of x as
Sir,
such.
you have to find 1 by A and 1 by beta. See, 1 by alpha, 1 by beta.
Yeah, that's the point, right? So if you remember that the harmonic mean of two terms is 2ac by a plus c. What do you do here? 2 into product of the roots divided by sum of the roots. Product of the roots is 11, sum of the roots is 10, and your answer is 11 by 5. Understood what we did here?
Yes, sir.
2 into AC by A plus C. If you remember the formula, you will instantly recognize, okay, AC, A plus C, sum of the roots, product of the roots. Okay, bring that in, and there you have your answer. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for this chapter today. And yeah, I'll see you in the next class. Right? If you have any doubts, please ask regarding today's class. Yeah. I expect you guys to be more responsive in the next class onwards. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Thank you.
No doubt.
Take care.
Thank you,
you,
sir.
sir.